To create a new user, you press this button and the interface where you need to enter the user data will open up. The first thing you need to fill in here is the type of user. Inactive users are users who do not use the ERP domain, but who you can register as responsible. A blocked user or reserved user is a user who doesn't have access to the system. These can be former employees of the company, for example. All actions that a blocked user performed before being blocked remain in the system and are available for the others to see. The active user is the one who works, connects to the system, and uses it constantly. This is the most common type of user. The administrator, as mentioned earlier, is the key user in the system. They set up the domain, grant rights and permissions, and create users. After selecting the type, we move on to username. It can be written as you wish, but keep in mind that it cannot be changed once you have saved it. The next field is a password field, and as you can see, it's not mandatory as it is not marked with blue like a required field is. If you do not set a password, the user you created will be able to log into the system without a password. This can be useful when creating your first SalesRay users. If you leave the user without a password, please make sure to tell them where to set their password when they first log into the system. In the next field, you can specify the home page that your user will see every time they log into the ERP. Next, you can fill in the other required fields such as the first name and the last name, but also phone number, email address, or position in the company. Next settings are related to the emails. These are optional but should be completed if you want to be able to send emails, documents, or events directly from the system. If you want to use this functionality, you need to fill in your username, password, port, mail server, and signature. The signature is the text that will be attached at the end of all sent emails. Below this data, you can find a few columns for setting up the rights of the created users. The first column refers to roles. Here you can place the new user directly in one or more roles. The second column refers to offices, and here you determine whether the user will be able to see and work with the office. When it comes to warehouses, you can select if the user will be able to see them, to move stock in them, or be responsible for them. Similarly, with accounts, you can specify what accounts this user will be able to see, transfer money from, or be responsible for. In the POS column, you determine whether the user will be allowed to make transactions in your point of sale. All changes must be saved with the confirmation button and the new user will be created.